Adaptation is a difficult thing. There are a lot of challenges that come with adapting a story from one medium to another, and as such, we should expect that not everything is going to be the same. However, there are times where we get things like this. This is the first look image that Prime Video has released of Kratos and Atreus in their upcoming God of War live action series. I think this image leaves a lot to be desired, particularly from Kratos. The makeup I think could use some work, the posture is a bit awkward, the expression is rather unbecoming, and even the muscle he's carrying, particularly in his abs, are very lacking. I mean, I'm just gonna say it, I think the image is pretty bad. I don't think a lot of things translated very well onto Kratos here, and it's unfortunate because I know for a fact that they have better images they could have used than this one. I'm not sure why this is the one they chose, but to the point, from this image, can we deduce what the overall quality of the show is going to be? No, of course we cannot. But I am apprehensive for a few reasons. Now, I really am a fan of the narrative in this series. I think the last two games especially had some stellar material to work with, but the problem is there's going to be so much of the story that is missing from this show. Apart from the fact that they are skipping over 6 games worth of narrative by jumping entirely over the Greek saga, they're not going to be able to include a lot of the narrative beats from the games that come from side quests, random character interactions, and extended sequences of combat and travel. It's just fundamentally not going to be the same. Which makes me wonder why this is even being made in the first place. I mean, the 2 games that this show is being based off of are not even that old. They came out in 2018 and 2022 respectively, and on top of that, those games already look quite realistic. They are stunning to look at, and the performances in those games from the voice actors and the mocap actors are just unbelievably fantastic, to the point where, I mean, it'll be impossible not to contrast the actors in the show with the performances from the games. What they're doing here effectively is making a downgraded version of the same narrative. I just don't really like that. I don't see why this was necessary other than, well, I suppose for money. And I suppose this gets down to the stance that I am ultimately taking on things like this, which is, I just don't think everything needs to have an adaptation. I don't see why the God of War franchise needed to have a live action adaptation, because they're just not going to be able to capture what made it so charming. They just won't be able to. I think in a lot of cases you can find that a given narrative works best in one particular medium. For example, the Spider-Verse movies work best as animated movies. I don't think anybody would want to see the Spider-Verse movies be done